welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and let's get right underway. We got RippleNet's on-demand liquidity. What is it, right? I mean, you get this question, right? So it's the elimination of need for pre-funding accounts. It's to send payments instantly around the world, and it's to get the best in-market pricing on exchange rates. In small words, that's what it is, right? But when you dive deeper into the on-demand liquidity side of Ripple, you can go to a website like this, right? Which is the Ripple's on-demand liquidity website. So free working capital with on-demand liquidity. Deliver instant cross-border payments without pre-funding. That's the big keyword here, without pre-funding. And that is so important. Now, Azimo uses on-demand liquidity for faster international payments into the Philippines. Now, we know, of course, that the Japanese are adopting it. They are all over it, and it's really important. But the Richard Ambrose said, Ripple's ODL solution has significantly reduced the cost and delivery time for cross-border transfers, and our customers are seeing the benefits. So that is key here. Now, free up working capital and get ahead of the competition. So pre-funding accounts in destination market ties up the capital, and that is what they're trying to solve. So liquid, fast, and affordable. That is the core principle of on-demand liquidity. And I've kicked off today with this because it is a really important advantage that Ripple and the XRP Ledger have over the up-and-coming competitors, which will be coming out, right? I mean, this is just a matter of time. It's not a matter of when, if it's a matter of when. And so understanding on-demand liquidity and what you have in place is so important. I do highly encourage you when you do jump on this website to have a listen to Michael from Golance and how the token has helped and how XRP helps. But how the on-demand liquidity works from a diagram point of view is you've got the sender, you've got a dollar and the pound, for example, but you got the instant liquidity function of the XRP ledger, and then the receiver receives it in whatever currency that they want to have. So you could be sending in American dollars, and someone in Australia gets it in AUD, or from AUD to EUR. Whatever the case, right? It's all about having this instant way of transferring things, which is way better than anything else out there in the marketplace. And I say that with absolute confidence. There's nothing like Ripple's on-demand liquidity that works. Now, from a certification point of view, Ripple's system and organization is certified at level 2. So SOC 2 certification has been given for the level of service, for the level of the quality of the service that it provides. So it's got stamps of approval from these type of certificates, which are not easy certificates to receive. These are big deals to have them. That's why on the website you see them mentioned. You ensure operational excellence. It's level 2 certificate for excellence. It's not, I always laugh when people say scam coin or pump and dump. I just always encourage you to please do your own research, because you'll be amazed at what you find when you really open your eyes to it. Now, Ripple, it has partnered with Mintable, and Mintable is an NFT marketplace that allows users to seamlessly create, buy, and sell digital assets. I have spoken about this previously on the channel, but I just want to bring it back. Sometimes you mention something, a couple of weeks, I think it's been like 8 weeks since I mentioned this, but I just want to let you guys understand as well that from an NFT space, Ripple will be playing a major role in that. So we'll be keeping a very close eye, and Flare is going to be literally all over that. Now, crypto has cross-border promise. This is an eToro article that was written a couple of days ago, talking about how for the technology and the demand for this type of solution is so good. Like, blockchain really solves a very big problem. And that is very powerful, because when we look at things to bring on the channel, it has to solve real world problems. It has to make sense. It's going to make sense from a tokenomics point of view. And the XRP Ledger and what it can do from a cross-border payments is no one better. But they've been working at this since like the beginning of the whole project. So they have years and years of experience, years of networking with the best people in the industry. That's why it is so good to be involved in something like this. Now, $300 billion crypto price boom. Bitcoin is suddenly soaring towards 50,000 as Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, XRP, and Dogecoin and Uniswap surge. So there has been a lot of movement happening, and it's fantastic to see. Now, obviously today, as I mentioned yesterday, we saw the dip that was coming. And I'm so glad, right, that when you look at the charts and look at the indicators, you can kind of see patterns of things about to happen, and it happens precisely the way that it was mentioned in yesterday's XRP video. And I will go over that, and we'll go over all the numbers and how that's looking. But very good to see that the industry is rising. We're almost back at 2 trillion, which is a phenomenal. But look, from our end, where we are right now in this particular window, we're going to drop just a little bit more, and then we're going to start to make our road to $1, which is very, very, very exciting. Now, from whichever chart you look at, this is where we're going. We're going towards $1, and then $1.10 is when we'll hit that next resistance, and we'll be keeping very, very, very close eye on how that is going to go. But I like what Crypto Bull did here, saying, on the daily, how we closed above 80 cents and now we've dropped back a little bit. But this is the kind of formation that we're making, and it's about time, right? I mean, it feels like forever. It hasn't been forever. It hasn't been really that long. But it is very, very exciting, right? So from a resistance point of view, we are sitting in this window, but it's not going to be there for much longer, and so as soon as we break out of here, it will be literally a race to $1, which is going to be so exciting to see take place. Now, crypto analyst says that Bitcoin needs to reach 53K to address demand and supply imbalance. I do agree with that. I do think that the move towards 53,000 for Bitcoin perspective is going to be really, really fast, which overall is going to help the whole industry. And then the FOMO is going to kick in, right? And that's, as always, it is really, really exciting when you see, I did mention yesterday, don't chase green candles, and there was a very specific reason for that. If you chased the green candles yesterday, today you would already be down, and you would have had a much better entry today. So it's really important to always listen to everybody, but do your own research, back it up with more research, and then ultimately decide from a bunch of places where you get your info, and then your own info as well. But blockchain as an industry is rapidly evolving. XRP is a currency in this particular, I'm not going to play it because it goes for like over 2 minutes. But a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill is coming. We'll be keeping a very close eye. But I think it's going to be so exciting when the time comes that we have a win or settle, and then we really start to see XRP move, right? This is what gets me really excited about bridge currency. This here could not be a better way to describe what is coming. And of course, right now, we have a system where, we are under an SEC lawsuit. We need that out of the way, but then this is the future. Now, when we talk about price, it's very easy to talk about price. It is too much. We speak too much about price in the overall industry, right? Oh, where are we at? When do we 10x? Can I 10x this, 20x this? But the question nobody's asking is how? How does an XRP get to 10, get to 14, get to 20, get to 100 one day? If you understand this, if you get an understanding of how the XRP ledger and this particular diagram makes sense, then you will understand what is coming. And your goal and your mission is to get that, right? You need to understand what this is. And if you get it, and I'm not going to give you the answer, but if you understand what this is, then you will understand why holding makes sense. And it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but you got to wrap your head around this. If you can wrap your head around this image, then you are in pole position, my friend, and you are early to the game. Yes, early, because the masses have not understood this diagram. But if you get this diagram, you are in pole position. Now, when we show things like that, right? And then we look at things like this, right? So in this particular tweet that talks about, XRP moved 1,625% from around this point to the highs of the last bull cycle. Who cares, right? This isn't 2017. This is not the same. People need to stop comparing this to 2017, right? This is a different world. I'm talking about $14, but for completely different reasons. I'm talking about $14. I'm talking about a repeat of 2017. I couldn't care less about 2017 or 2018 or 2019 or 2020. I couldn't even care less about 2 days ago. That's how fast the industry moves, right? This is the problem. The problem is that when we start to make comparisons of 2017, and you don't need to worry about 2017. What you do need to worry about is wrapping your head around this, because this gives you way more answers to how we're going to get to 14. That's saying that, well, it happened in 2017, it's going to happen again. Like that's not how this works. Let's jump into Atani. Let's have a look at some of the indicators. So as we begin to look at the indicators and what is happening on the daily chart, of course, on the daily chart, we are extremely bullish, right? So even this price action that we've seen, we've dropped down and then now we're coming back. But all of the things that are looking at the moment, right, from a daily perspective at least, when we look at the daily chart, we can see that we dipped, we went down. And now we are on our way back already a little bit, right? Because, we had a low of 76 cents. We're sitting at 79 cents at the moment, at the time I'm making this. So, as I mentioned, 76, 74. You can go back, you can watch the replay of yesterday's video. 76, 74. That was my estimate, and we hit 76. 76.09 to be precise. So, from an indicator, MACD, RSI on the daily, bullish. Now, from our hourly, when we look at the hourly, we can see that as soon as we hit that mark, boom, we've come back. So we can see that the actual RSI and the MACD are both screaming bullish at the moment again, even on the hourly, which is a little bit earlier than I would have expected. On the 12-hour, bullish, but bullish. And back inside the Bollinger Band, which I mentioned. You got to go back inside. You can't just stay out there. So it was always going to come back. And now when we look at the 4-hour, the 4-hour is starting to make a comeback, but it hasn't gone back into bullish just yet. But the RSI is sitting into the almost overbought, but not quite. So I'm happy. The indicators, the way that I mentioned it yesterday, the interpretation was correct. We were going to dip a little bit. I don't expect this dip to go for a lot longer. So I think where we are right now, we will then kick off again. And so from tomorrow, or over the next 36 hours, we will really ramp it up and kick off the next phase, which will be the phase that takes us to over $1. But let's have a look at some of the charts. Let's have a look at some drawings and what they can tell us of what's coming up. Now, I want to kick off with, worst case scenarios, right? So worst case scenario, if we do find, a barrier and then we drop back, we'll probably drop down to 70. That's where we'll go. So I want to kick off with what the worst case scenario would be. We would go down to 70 cents. Now, I don't think so. I don't think we're going anywhere near that. I think from here, we'll start to go towards 89, $1 or $2, and $1.25. They're very, very big resistance points. So they're very, very important to look at as we look towards a different way of looking at it. If we look at it from a different chart, if we were to make a Fibonacci retracement, then the next price that we would go after going past the 330 is we would go towards 8. I think we're going to go more than that. I don't think we're going to just hit 8. I think we'll go to 14 and then come back and retrace at 8. So keep an eye on that. Now, again, going back to the bears and the theories and, the whole world is crashing again in a couple of days' time, that this would be your scenario, right? So your scenario would be that we would hit 90 cents, fail, hit 90 cents, fail, and then we would, go back down all the way to 52 one more time, and then shoot off to pass $1, retrace at 70, and then go up. So that's the scenario that you are talking about. And it's a scenario that I'm happy to have the discussion, because at the end of the day, all opinions are open. But I wanted to show you what that would look like if the bears of the world were right. That's how it would look. Now, I don't think so. I think from here, we'll probably go with option number 1, which is arrow number 1, and we'll shoot off and go towards that $2 resistance. If the bears are correct, then we will go 50 cents and then shoot off. And if the whole world crashed, then we would go to 30 cents and go off. Because I know some of you have been messaging about this, right? You keep messaging in the comments, 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents. Well, this would be your scenario, right? It ain't happening. And it's my opinion, right? This is my opinion. And it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you from my perspective, it ain't happening. But if it were to happen, this is what you would see. But it ain't happening. I just want to make sure you guys understand that. So next point, $1, $1.03. And when we look at how we're moving and what sort of movement we're going to be making, this is how we're going to go towards that. So very, very, very exciting. And then as we shoot off into the distance from where we are right now, I think, the 76, 74 cents will be the slingshot. And then we'll be off to $1. And then everything else that's coming afterwards, which I cannot wait to bring you. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you. And I look forward to see you on the next one.